What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boost Sports Report. Hold on for a second. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So I'm thankful that I have all of you guys here with me while we put in the work. Hold your ears for 1 second. We'll get to it in just 1 second. Just let me do this real quick. All right. How you guys doing? I'm, of course, doing what I do, which is working my day job for you, the fans. And I've got a bunch of things I've got to do here. One of you fans, and I'm not going to say who because it'll spoil it, ordered a hat rack for her man. And she wants to make sure that I autograph it for her. And the good thing is all of my racks, I autograph them. I put my John Hancock. It's not real pretty, but I signed them for her. So I'm getting started on hers right now. So if you're watching, now you know. I've got some also new channel members, tailgate members. Shout out to you guys. I got to get y'all's racks and your starter kits together because without you guys, the tailgate members, you guys are the real deal. Okay, so we're going to get our work done in here. And of course, I've got some more Joe Bartys for some of you that have won in our drawings. I think that's all of it. So, as we look at our Cowboys, you know, we're on our bye week. We got some time to relax and catch our breath. And as we look back at what has transpired and start looking at the season and saying, okay, what did the Cowboys do right? And thank God they got a few things right. What's kind of interesting, see, here's what happens. Sometimes these are a slightly different size on the wood. There's nothing consistent anymore. There we go. As we think about our defense, forgive me, as we think about our defense and how it's turned around, we all think about Diggs, okay? Diggs with 7 interceptions is freaking amazing. He's on a historic pace right now, okay? 7 interceptions. Guys, nobody's had 10 over the last 30 years, and the NFL record is actually 14 by Dick Night Train Lane. Hang on for one more second here. Then we also think about Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, who has been an absolute positive beast out there. And we think about all that he's doing that has made this team a better team, right? And you can definitely look at those two and just say, right there, that, my friends, is a lot. But that's not the guys I'm talking about. Hang on. forgotten one or the overlooked one, which is always what happens, you always overlook these guys, is actually Osa Odighizuwa. And I'm working on trying to make sure I pronounce his name right because it's a name we need to get right because he is a beast. See, here's the funny thing. Years ago, I said I wanted to get Calais Campbell for the Dallas Cowboys on the defensive line. Defensive end, defensive tackle. Plays both positions there. And the funny thing was, people said to me, he's old. He's overpriced. He only gets like 7 or 8 sacks a season. That's too much money for that guy. Well, see, here's the thing. Here's what people who comment that don't necessarily understand football. What you have to understand is, if you're trying to compare what a defensive tackle's numbers are to, say, an edge rusher, an edge rusher's job is get upfield and get pressure on the quarterback. That's it. It's not anything other than we want you to get after the quarterback's ass. And because of that, that's why their numbers are generally skewed with a lot big numbers than the interior lineman. Because the interior defensive lineman is, and I learned this the hard way in college, that's not your job. If you get them, great. That's the bonus if you happen to get a sack or a tackle. But your job is one thing and one thing only. Your job is to keep the linebackers clean. Your job is to occupy the offensive linemen so they don't get to the second level and to hold the middle of the field. So when you look at Osa Odighizuwa, right now his numbers for an interior lineman are actually staggering. Osa, in case you didn't know, is leading the NFL in pressures from the interior. Interior defensive lineman. 19 pressures as a defensive tackle. 19 pressures as a defensive tackle. Let me say it again. 19 pressures as a defensive tackle, only starting 5 games. Now, the thing is because you're an interior lineman, what people will look at is they'll say, oh, shit, he only got 2 sacks, man. That ain't shit. 2 sacks, man. That ain't nothing. Why are we talking about that guy? Because, again, your job as a defensive tackle is a lot different than an edge rusher. He is becoming a one-man wrecking crew. Because here's what you got with him. Not only are you getting pressure on the quarterback, 19, which is huge in 5 games. That's averaging, well, he's actually played 6 games. That's averaging almost 4 a game. He also has 3 tackles for a loss. He has the 2 sacks, and he also has 13 tackles and 8 quarterback hits. He's a rookie. He's a rookie getting those numbers. And when we look at the defense turning around, here's the thing. You know who he mainly replaced from last year? Do you? He replaced Tyrone Crawford. Tyrone Crawford, who was always a great teammate, great leader, but over the last few years hasn't been that guy. And this is where interior defensive pressure comes in. Because interior defensive pressure does a couple of things for you. Okay, like I said, first and foremost, it is to occupy space. Okay? As a defensive tackle, my first responsibility is to occupy the space and make sure I hold the line, which makes it harder for them to run. Second thing is keep the guards from being able to go through the linebackers, because the defenses are designed for the linebackers to scrape and get the plays. which he's doing. Third thing then is push the pocket towards the quarterback. If he does his job, several different things happen. One, the quarterback can't step up in the pocket. He doesn't have a clear field of view. And most quarterbacks, especially like Tom Brady, do not like having people coming at them towards their knees. So now it's harder for me to survey the field. Second thing, like I said, the guards can't go to the next level and block the linebackers. You're occupying those guys. Third, if you get that push in the middle, that means then the guys on the outside are more likely to get sacks or force fumbles. Okay? And as we see, Micah Parsons doing his thing, because if you don't get that in the middle, and this is where last year with Tyrone Crawford and crew, a lot of times he's getting washed up outside. The quarterback can step up and have a clear field of view, and your ends end up going right past him in the wash. He's comfortable, and he can either take off, or he sees that guy that's open, boom, and hits him. So this is where Osa is not getting the love that he should be, to be leading the NFL in pressures from the interior line. Guys, as much as we look at all these other things, it's kind of like the tailbone's connected to the backbone and all that. Osa doing his job is connecting with Diggs getting these interceptions because the quarterback is having to throw sooner than he wants to. The quarterback doesn't have that clear field of view. He's got to try and sidearm around people. He's trying to go over people. All these things are connected, and all of these pieces coming together collectively have been the turnaround. Micah Parsons, Osa, Diggs, those three guys that haven't been in the league for more than a year and a couple of games. Those guys are the difference makers, and of course, the general out there that knows how to mix them on up. And in the meantime, I got more work to do here, guys. I got more racks, and I got my footballs. I love being creative. I still think that this is the coolest thing in the world. One of the coolest things I've ever come up with. Being able to make a three-dimensional football just like that. I wish my latest child, my latest rebellious child, I wasn't there for him when he was a baby. I'd like to actually make a toy for my other son that hates me. Pizzle. We'll see how all that works. Hope you guys are having a great hump day. I know I am having a wonderful one because I woke up this morning and was able to get out of bed. And for me, no matter how much pain I'm in, no matter how much work I have to do, if I got that, the rest of the day is going to be good. Because I'm blessed to have another one. And I couldn't think of anything more I'd like to be doing. I'm Mark Holmes. Have a great day. Peace.